What's up, everybody? My name is Splattercat, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle today to play a bit more Project Zomboid, one of the more enjoyable LP experiences I've ever had the pleasure of sharing with you fine ladies and gentlemen. So, what is our mission for the day? Well, you'll recall, I think there was a horde out here, wasn't there? I'm going to be very careful here for just a moment and figure out whether there's a horde or not. I thought there was a horde, like right out. Yeah, there is. Okay, so there's a horde right there. So I have ulterior motives right now. We're actually, because that horde is right there, what we're going to do today is we're going to go back behind our house. We're going to loot everything that's around us. And so that's our mission goal for this episode. We had no luck in the previous episode. The last time we played, we actually spent a bit of time taking a look around, seeing if we could find ourselves a hammer at any number of reputable warehouses. Unfortunately, they did not live up to their reputations, and we weren't able to find anything. Now, what we were able to find were axes, saws, everything but the one thing that we needed. And so, for the time being, we're going to go ahead and do our best to loot all this stuff. And the ulterior motive that I mentioned earlier is that we're actually going to kind of hope that we set off an alarm while we're out here doing this. If we can manage to set off an alarm, it'll actually draw all the guys next to our house back over here. If we don't set off the alarm, no biggie. It's not a huge deal because we need to loot these places anyways. Our food supply is reasonably decent at the new location, but I would very much prefer that it be a tad more robust. I would like to have just all kinds of food. I'd prefer to have about 50 units of food once we go back over to that location, so that once our other one gets overrun, we can fall back to here, vice versa, and we can just turn the whole thing into a giant circular... Well, I almost said circle jerk, but not really. We can turn it into a giant circular survival fest. I want to be very careful in this house because you'll notice that the windows were busted out. While we're in here, we've got to keep... Oh, hello. No. Damn it. That's not what I wanted. That makes me upset. Let's see here. Let me put both of those in the duffel bag. Close the door for just a moment, just in case. We'll go out the window if we get ourselves into trouble that way. And so both of those are in there. We'll throw the kitchen knife in the duffel. I realize that I need to upgrade my game or update it. I'll probably do that by the next episode. I've been a little nervous about updating it. I want to make sure that nothing horrific happens to my save. If indeed it does, then we may end up back at scratch. But we're at like a month and 5 days right now, which is a really, really long playthrough that I'm pretty proud of. I'm actually going to empty that whiskey bottle out on the floor. Just dump that nasty whiskey out, and then we'll put that in there. I'm not a whiskey fan, in case you didn't notice. I'm a big-time vodka guy if I'm going to be drinking. I very much prefer vodka. Just me personally. I mean, I like brandy. I like a number of adult beverages, but never been a whiskey guy, which is strange because half my family is Scottish, so it's like, well, you'd figure one follows the other. I mean, the Scots make amazing whiskey, but that's called Scotch. But anyways, you'd think, given my family, but, you know, it is what it is, as I always say. We've got a number of packed up boxes in here, and it appears as though people had time to get the hell out of the way. Let's see. Nope. A bunch of the windows are busted out. Now, if we could build furniture, this place would be kind of an interesting location to hang out in, but frankly, given how amazing our situation is right now, I'm not really looking for replacement locations. Let's see here. Go out that way. I'm going to leave the front door open like we always do, just to make sure that we know the place has been looted. And then we're going to continue on down the road. We've only got a little bit of space left. I may make a drop-off run pretty shortly. But as I was saying, with adult beverages, not a whiskey guy. Never have been, never will be. I can tolerate the rums, but, you know, I don't want to settle on that. You gotta find relatable subjects for everybody. Not everybody's a drinker, so let's see here. Flour, cereal, I'll take that. Waterfall. Oh, is this the building that I was in where the zombies came out of the closet? It was. This was the house where the zombies almost omnommed us. It was a very dire situation where we almost found ourselves a new piercing from teeth. Unpleasant little infected teeth. So let me make my way back to the house now. We're going to do a drop-off. Actually, let's check the... No, we're at 7 and 8. We'll check this guy during our lunch period here in the second half. Let's see if we can get back to the house without alerting any of this enormous horde over here. That horde is going to become a problem if I don't find a way to clear it out. I was really, really hoping. I mean, worst case scenario is I can drag it off in a different direction. What worries me about that is if there's anything else in the neighborhood and I start shouting and it gets caught on our house, they'll start busting in the windows and causing all kinds of negative aspects to our overall survival situation. Let's drop off our food here really quickly. Let's see. And you guys told me I can use shift to select multiple things. So we're going to give that a go here. Let's try like the cereal. Wait, oh, am I going in between? Never mind. Never mind. There we go. So we'll go with cereal. Wait, what is it doing here? What are you doing? Well, let's get it to reset here. So we've got ramen noodles. Oh, there's not multiple things to select. Well, never mind that. Oh, well, it kind of grabbed two. Go in. There we go. Alright, so given the Java nature of the game, sometimes it's a little difficult to get things to interact the way that I want. We'll throw a couple knives in the cabinet over here. There. Christ, that scared me. Okay. It's all good, though. We're just going to lay low. We're upstairs, so we should be okay. Now, we are going to have to do a little bit of a recon in just a moment and see where that moved the horde around to. Just to make sure that we're safe. And God, every time that happens, like, I want you guys to know, like, I'm not doing any type of fake reaction. Like, every single time one of those guns goes off, my heart jumps. It's just like, God, because it's such a pain. Like, sometimes they go off at the worst moments and they drive things into your home. They cause all kinds of problems. Zombies are terrible house guests. They don't put the seat down. They're just nasty. They're nasty. They get pus all over the place. They leave like a little nice snail trail behind them when they walk. It's nasty. Like a Roomba can't handle that. And since I'm terrible at cleaning, I have to fall back on my Roomba. That's my only hope. And once they've expunged that option, it really leaves me in a place where my house is dirty. It's not really my fault. They're kind of like that guy that comes and visits and just like trashes the whole place. There's nothing you can do about it. We'll throw our entertainment in here. We've got a couple hours left. We will go on outside. Let me get a bat, actually. I think I threw all the bats in here just in the interest of organizing a tad. Yeah, I was going to say our character's still holding a bat, but technically she's not holding a bat. So we will grab one. There we are. And we will equip that bad boy. Alrighty, so let's refill our water really quickly because I'm pretty sure our water's more than likely getting a little low. Not sure what's going on with this situation. Like I said, every day in previous episodes, if you haven't been here, every day I'm able to use my faucet once to refill, and then after that it doesn't work anymore. I don't really know why it's working like that. I thought the water went out pretty well. And let's be very careful as we come around this corner, figure out where this group relocated to. It looks as though possibly to the northwest, which I'm okay with, actually. I'm pretty okay with that situation. Let's eat ourselves a bag of chips just to stave off hunger for a little bit. See if we can work our way into this home. That pretty much eliminates the need for us to set off a burglar alarm, but if one goes off, it's not going to kill us either. I think we're safe here, so let me jump on through the window. Close that off and start checking some of these drawers here. Some places it's okay to check drawers, other places not so much. Wiggle it around in your head a little bit, you'll see what I'm talking about. I don't want to... Never mind. Never mind. Just the weird stuff that runs through my head. The strange comparisons. There's a dead guy here on the floor. Hello, dead guy. A dead guy wearing a skirt. That is clearly a male on the floor. I guess he's a transvestite. Maybe he was setting up for that RuPaul show. Who knows? Cabbage that's all rotten in the fridge. A TV dinner. We will take that. Lighters, we're going to take that because, as I said before, I promised you guys a loot run to see if we could get ourselves set up with some Molotovs. I know that there's a gas can up at that giant warehouse in the northeast that we raided in an earlier episode. There may also be some other hammers and things. I'm thinking at this point we may actually have to make the run all the way back to our previous safe house. I don't like traveling large distances because it tends to get dangerous. Oh, I do not like that at all. I don't like it when the windows are busted like that and I come into the room. Makes me nervous. Makes me very, very nervous. Throw the bath towels in there. A couple books over in there. Actually, I can do this. I'm going to test out that method you guys told me. Oh, yeah. Look at that. You guys are the best. I tell you what. I don't know what I would do without you guys to teach me how to play all these games. I would just keep making dumb mistakes forever because that's what I do. I'm a creature of habits. You guys know. I never learn. I never modify my behavior. I just keep doing the same dumb stuff over and over and over again. A golf club and a battery. Not going to take the golf club. It's a terrible weapon. There is no tangible use for the golf club. It's pretty much worthless. It breaks really quickly, deals almost 0 damage. Leave that door on open. We've got about 3 hours before it gets dark, so if we can hustle... Did I get this building already? Let me check and make sure the door's open. Okay. We already got that one, and then there's a big condo complex back here that we need to check out and loot as well. So as soon as the surrounding areas are completely looted out, maybe tomorrow after we rest tonight, we'll try and go back to our previous safe house with the intention of making some Molotovs to disperse some of the hordes. I don't know just yet. I'm not really ready for urban combat. We are going to have to go to the gas station to get more shotgun shells. We need to get provisions if we're actually going to throw down and hit the mattresses over this whole thing. Nothing there. I hope we didn't make any friends. I accidentally made the mistake of walking. That door is open, so I'm going to assume that we've looted that place already using my universal signal. This guy up here looks like we haven't touched it yet. So that door is locked. That one looks broken though. So let's see if we can enter through this window over here. Nope, window's still good. From the side it looked busted, but I guess it's not. I suppose we'll try and jimmy this front one open before we try anything else. Just keep a little eye out. We've got about 2 hours, so maybe tomorrow we'll finish the rest of these guys. See, I'm a little torn. I don't know if I want to finish looting all the rest of this and getting this place absolutely well stocked versus heading back to our previous safe house and preparing for the next episode. So basically I can either future-proof for the next episode and make sure that we're ready to roll on the Molotovs, or I can get this place completely set up here, put one foot in front of the other, and I think I should probably do things sequentially. I have winded myself trying to open that window, so forget you, window. I'm not going to keep on trying. Got a couple of, a number of Zeds back in here. Let's see if we can sneak away for just a moment. I think we're sneaking quicker now that I've put a couple points into sneakery as well. Let's back off a tad. Give ourselves a little bit of berth. Well, maybe they're not going to follow us that far. Well then, I suppose that I'll continue working at this window then. Looks like they've gotten waylaid somehow. This is a very resilient window. Whoever made this window, you have a career, my friend. Never give this up. You're like that guy that makes perfect burritos. You will always have someone willing to pay you for whatever it is you do. I don't really even know what a carpenter makes windows. I mean, I'd rather call you like a windotier. Like, I feel like that's a better job title. The windotier. There we go. Alright, so we got that taken care of. Let's figure out where the rest of these guys are. I would really hate to get trapped in this place. There we go. Like, of all the terrible things that could happen, getting trapped in here is definitely on the list of things I would not like. And so now we've got these guys knocking on the windows. See if I can drag them back a tad. And we may not actually get any looting done here. There we go. He went back and told his friend what was going on. We're just going to be an absolute curmudgeon with them and just be merciless. And what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to hope that nobody else in the neighborhood heard our brutal violence. Okay, and so we've got a little bit of time left. Let me see if I can loot this building before anything else goes wrong here. Got carrot seeds. We're definitely going to take those. Chips. Kitchen knife. So I suppose we'll grab that. Grab that. The coffee, not so interested in. The bowl and all that stuff. Definitely ready to roll with. Ah, there we are. I actually want, like, everything in this drawer. This entire drawer is a good drawer for me, except for the spoons. Spoons, you're not welcome. Spoons, never welcome. Some people say it's a prejudice, some people say it's a bias, but spoons, if you were a spork, I would let you come along, but alas, you were not a spork. You were but a simple spoon, tongless. Tongless in the breeze. Throw the rest of these guys in here, and I think we've done a pretty good job today. I'm pleased with the amount that we got looted, so let's get on out of here. I'm going to leave this place an indicator. So close the door off. Let's see if we can avoid hitting any nasty little hordes on our way back. And if we can get back to our home safe and sound, we will have once again... I mean, you got to take it a day at a time in this game. It's a major feat if you survive a single day at a time. So I see a lot of people when they talk about this game being like, oh man, that game's so hard. If you can make it a couple weeks, you really have nothing to be ashamed of. Even a couple days. Like, if each time you play you get a little bit better, it means you're picking up tricks, you're getting better at the game. So... this is definitely a day-at-a-time game. I've put in so many hours on this one that don't just think that I wandered in and survived like 35 days. It's not like that. I played this game so much in 2.0.0 Q that it was ridiculous. I put a lot of hours in. Let's get ourselves inside. We'll run on upstairs. And here we are in our domicile. So let me get things situated really quickly. And once everything's all taken care of, we can hit the hay. The lighter. We don't need the newspaper, actually. Well, it can go in there. I'm not going to complain. Let's see if we can get the entire kit stored away in one go. I love that trick. That shift-click trick is just... Well, that shift-click trick is the absolute shit. There we go. That's the best rhyme that I could come up with off the top of my head. And even like the last little part of that is like a fake rhyme. It's like the rhymes that rappers use nowadays that aren't really rhymes. They're just kind of like, I was lazy and I had to put something down on the page. It's close enough. They'll pay for the album still, right? Alright, so what else is up in here? We've got some chips, but we're going to have to eat one of those. In the morning, we'll have to eat another one. Sometimes it's more worthwhile just to leave them alone till then, but for the time being, what was I doing with all of my radish seeds and things? There we go. We'll throw those in there. We've got some books, some bath towels. No bath salts, so we won't be joining the zombies. God, if we put our character on bath salts, we might actually be a threat to the zombies. We could run around and just cause all kinds of problems. I'm interested to see what our zombie kill rate is up to. It's got to be fairly impressive at this point. Those other bath towels, I think I thought I heard the sound of moaning and moving. I suppose I'll throw these down in here. I don't really have a place for the bath towels, but we are going to need them for the Molotovs later. Let's close everything off, and then we'll hit the hay for a little bit. Let me bypass a bit of time. Even though we're safe, I always try and close the doors. Always. If you're new to the series, you just jumped in right now, always close doors behind you before you go to sleep. I know at this point I'm not explaining many things. That's just because I explained them in earlier episodes. It's one of these ones that I would strongly recommend starting from the beginning. And so we should wake up around 9 maybe? I'm trying to do the math in my head, but sometimes the sleep seems a little bit random. There we go, 9:20, so I was dead on the money. Where did that come from, dead on the money? Did somebody like die and fall on some money and then it was on top of like an ex-pirate spot? And then that's just how somebody notated a location or being accurate? Dead on the money? God. So many weird sayings out there. I think about this constantly. Like every time somebody uses one of those sayings in my head, I run through these mental diatribes every single time. It's not just silence. It's not just conjured up for the YouTube audience. Believe me, everyone else in my life has to live with this as well. So that's not a migration. That's just a horde that was there already, or a little grouping anyways. That's not so much a horde. We've got a lot of stuff to carry back to the house today, so I'm going to try and keep myself fed as best as possible. I mean, we're pretty much running on cholesterol and just like Olestra. If you guys have ever had Olestra chips, whew, be careful with those things. But anyways, old joke is old. I don't even think they make Olestra chips anymore. They had to have outlawed that stuff. There's no way that they still allow people to ingest that. There's no tangible reason. It'd be like letting people just ingest lead. It's like lead paint for your walls. There's just no reason anybody should have that in any orifice of their body. We've got some butter here. Luckily, butter doesn't go bad, so we're going to grab that. Sometimes we hope for better butter, but you take the butter that you barter, unless it's bitter. I don't know. Fill the water bottle up really quickly. I should probably fill up a few of these bowls and things like that while we still have a place to fill things up at. Use my shift click. This is like magic for me. I wish I could explain to you guys the happy feeling in my how did I get a rotten radish? That's a liability. I don't even want that thing anywhere near me. I am so happy right now that you guys told me that trick. I really am. It's amazing. Throw a rotten radish on the ground. We're not going to be eating that. Be careful as we open up this room. Nothing in there though, so we're perfectly fine. So building number 1 looted. On to the next location. I think we already looted those zombies. Nothing to worry about there. This place, the door was open, which always makes me feel like a skeptic. I don't trust it. Probably try and fill up both of those pots before we get out of here, just to make sure there's an ample water supply around our home. A few more mugs, a roasting pan. Don't think we're going to be doing any roasting anytime soon. Get everything else on hand that I want. And then let's go through and sift through really quickly. We don't want the butter. No, we don't need you. We don't need you, butter knife. You cannot slay zombies, and thus we have no use for you. I suppose we'll throw the rest of those into there, along with the chocolate. And hopefully, I mean, I can't guarantee this is going to work. We'll fill our water bottle. We'll fill a cooking pot. That is going to overweigh us. I was hoping to fill both so that we could have 2 pots of water. But let's see how this goes first. If that puts me down to 7, we should be able to swing it. It did. Okay, so we'll fill up the second pot. And once that's all nice and filled, we'll head on back to our base of operations and we'll continue our looting here. I like how we're able to do a little bit of systematic looting, a little bit of systematic burglary. Because honestly, we haven't been able to do a whole lot of it lately. Our looting habits have been somewhat erratic due to the unpredictable nature of our zombie foes. So I'm pretty happy that we're able to just go down the line here and grab whatever it is we need. It may not make for the most entertaining of episodes, but this is the calm before the storm, I assure you. We're gonna have to make a long haul across the entire map to get Molotovs. I found a few other warehouses on the map that might produce acceptable results, but it's a risk, and I'd have to wander across town, waste an entire episode. I'll leave it up to you guys. We can go back to the place that I know there's gasoline, or we can go on an adventure. So, as always, give me your feedback down below, and we will take the democratic choice. Whatever you guys think is going to be the most entertaining and the most fun, we can take our chances on the other location, where there will be risks, and we'll have no fallback zone, and it'll be dangerous, but it'll probably still be a lot of fun. Or B, oh god, that's gonna take forever. Or B, we could just go back to the warehouse to the northeast of our original safe house location, and we can just use that one to get the gasoline we need, because I know where it's at. It's in one of those crates. I may have to sift a little bit, because that place is set up like a hoarder's house, but I had a friend growing up whose mom was a hoarder, and it was gnarly. Let me tell you, it was brutal. I'm not gonna say anything disparaging about it, because I don't think it's fair. I think it's like a mental illness. It's not fair to pick on somebody for it, but that is an experience. If you've ever had to dwell for any extended amount of time in a hoarder's home, it becomes very... I accidentally stashed my chips like an idiot. Oh well, it becomes very difficult to function in your day-to-day life, but maybe that's just because I'm all about cleanliness. Like, I prefer, like, everything be in its place, you know? Once things are all over the place, then once that entropy is built up a little bit, I start to feel terrified, to say the bare minimum. Let's grab these chips back out of here. I'm gonna take half. And then we've got a couple hours left to go, a couple minutes left in the LP, so let's see what we can get done. We want to use the time to the best of our abilities. Definitely don't want to waste it, because you never get it back, my friends. There will never be a time where you can generate more time for yourself, I guess. In my clumsy... I was trying to be like I was trying to give clumsy advice, but it just turned out to be somewhat... oh, I don't know. Less than... well, I feel like an idiot. There we go. So let's address it. We'll continue forward, but we'll never mention it again. How about that? So let's check the remainder of these drawers. A few bowls here. I'll fill up as many as it'll allow me to fill with water. An orange soda, we'll definitely take that. The multi-purpose nature of the orange soda is always something that I like to have on hand. We'll fill the bowls in here, as many as it'll let me. We've got a turlet back in here, which is not necessarily allowing me to loot out of it, so that's fine, not a big deal. Check this bookcase or these shelves over here just to make sure. Some books and things of that nature. We'll grab all of those. And then let's do a little bit of storage really quickly. Much better. Alright, so we're hungry again, so let's eat a little bit of food now. These last couple locations haven't really put forth the amount of sustenance that I would like. I was hoping to build up our supply a bit in this episode, and actually I almost sprinted right there. I'm trying to be more careful because I feel like I'm giving you guys a poor shot. I spend most of my time just sprinting all over the place. How did they get in there? Or are they in there already? They died in there maybe and resurrected possibly? Yeah, it looks like they just died in there. I'm gonna be very careful right here because you can get bitten through a window. Yeah, that house is a bit of a risk right now. Wouldn't recommend... oh, why is he on this window? Well, there we go. I'll open it for you, bud. Climb on through. And... bludgeoned. Pants and shoes. Well, I made the point of starting to loot all my zombies, but unfortunately, why are you not letting me look at the entire house through that window? I know there's another one in there. Oh, one-shotted him. Very nice. I made a point of looting all these zombies, but unfortunately, A lot of them don't really seem to have much on hand. They all seem to have things on thigh, things on foot, all kinds of random bits of clothing and paraphernalia. Take the lighter, the instant popcorn, yeah. Throw it all in there. I know I could put it straight into the duffel bag, but I'm adding steps because I like to be inefficient. Let's see, some cigarettes and a school bag. I've heard that school bags may possibly be patched in the next episode. In the next patch version, so I'm thinking about updating it between here and there. The only reason I haven't is because I am super scared. I am just terrified of losing my save. So let's take all this stuff. We do have an open window right now, and I'm in a bathroom. This is probably a horrible idea. But I don't think there's much left in the neighborhood anyway, so we'll just live with the results of our decisions. Let me grab a bowl out of here, maybe? Yeah. I've got a bowl that hasn't been filled as of yet. And so a water supply is the only thing we lack at our newest location. We'll want to make sure that we're always refilling things. I probably left things in the drawers there. It's okay. Not a lot of things that I'm concerned about for the time being. Throw the bowl of water back in there just to give us a little bit of our strength back. Check this house through the window. Everything looks okay. They seem to be fine purveyors of folded... Well, is that a... No, I thought that was a barbecue for a second. I was like, barbecuing in your house is dangerous. I'm pretty sure your landlady would not be okay with that. Just... It seems like one of those things that might mess up your rental agreement. Just somewhere in the fine print. I'm pretty sure open flames inside a domicile. Probably a bad idea. We got a free lighter right there. I bought a Zippo lighter the other day. My first Zippo lighter I've ever owned. I've never had a Zippo lighter. And I was just like sitting in line at like a Walmart or something ridiculous like that. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy this for no apparent reason whatsoever. Like sometimes you just like impulse buy something. The windproof Zippo lighter was my impulse buy of like the week, where I have no clue why I bought it or what I bought it for, but now I have a Zippo lighter. Fun. Ooh, 9mm rounds. We'll definitely take all of those. Some sleeping tablets. Well, not all. I don't really want any of this stuff. You're taking too many things. Here, throw those back in there. Your lead cigarettes. Your cigarettes made of plumbum. I don't know if you guys knew that, but on the periodic table, the reason why lead is PB is because the Latin word for lead is plumbum. Because they used it on the end of a plumb line to make sure things are straight. I only know this because I've taken engineering classes where we talk about deadlines and everything like that. Funsies, the kinds of classes that just make your brain hurt. Although I suppose if your brain doesn't hurt when you get home from college, you're probably not doing it right, so... Money well spent, I suppose. If I was going to college and my brain didn't hurt, I'd probably feel bad about the investment. So that house was pretty lucrative for us. I'm happy with the haul from there. We've got a lot of food today. I like how our supplies sorta grew. We almost replaced everything we ate today. Almost. Pretty close, but we did get some bullets, that's pretty good. Let's check this final house over here. We don't have a whole lot of weight left. Nah, we'll leave it. We'll head back, and let's get back to our home. Once we're back in our home, we'll get everything stored away. We'll end the episode, and that'll leave us at our spots. So, before I do that, remember in the comments down below, let me know if you want me to go to the dangerous location to look for gasoline, or if you want me to go to the safe location where the gasoline has already been presumably located, unless my memory is failing me. Now, one will probably be a lot more entertaining of an episode. It'll have a lot more diving, dipping, hiding underneath tables and chairs, shooting firearms, things of that nature, but we could possibly end up getting geeked. And my Shadowrun slang is running over. My Shadowrun slangeth cuppeth runneth overeth. But anyways, if you want me to go to the safe location, put it down below, or the dangerous location, or the potentially, I guess we could get there and it'll be really safe. It's a gamble. So if you want me to gamble, put that down below, or if you want me to go to the place where we've already cleared out, let me know there. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for another episode of Project Zomboid. It has been a blast. I had a lot of fun with this episode, to be fair. I'm not really sure why, because nothing interesting really happened, but I had fun with it either way. So I'll see you guys next time. Take care out there, everybody, and look forward to the next episode, because I sure am. Later, guys.